What's up, YouTube? This is ShapeSnatch93. I'm coming at you with a Tele-Dad deck profile. This is the 2.0, I guess. I'm working on a couple kinks. It's still not where it needs to be, but it's getting there. We got Dark Armed. The 3 Tour Guide, it makes the deck a lot more consistent. It helps you drop 3 grand beaters or 25 beaters all day. The Sangan to go with the Tour Guides. It also makes Tour Guides make the deck more consistent because you can always search out your malicious if you have Greffer or Destiny Draw or anything like that. Kremons, he works with D-Telly, that's really about it. He stalls for a little bit, but the 800 light points gets to you after a while. Double Thunder King. He's better than a lot of people give him credit for this format. He's always been more of a preventative card, so against Dino Rabbit and everything, you want to play this first because it's going to be really hard for them to, go Rabbit into 2 1900s, and then they can attack Thunder King for a 1-for-1, and then they can lose their other Sabersaurus next turn or something. We got Effect Failure. I don't know about Max C. I haven't tested it yet, but it seems like I would just draw into the stuff I don't want to see more than one of in a hand, like Tour Guide and Krebons and stuff, so I opted over the Effect Failure because I run BLS also. Spirit Reaper, you got a little more stall. Gores, he's the OTK stopper. Greffer, a lot of people don't like him, but he sets up so many plays in this deck. If you don't have the Destiny Draw, this sets up the malicious plus Pike Shredder play. So, then we got the Stratos to search everything out. BLS because he's a boss monster. Pike Shredder, just another Dark Synchro. The Psychic Commander, he's an instant out to Thunder King. It's kind of funny when people attack, and they don't warning because they don't know his effects. So, do more. This guy is a boss. I took him out for a little while, and then I realized he's got so much power. He's a 600 attack monster that your opponent almost always warnings or uses a resource just to get rid of him. Diamond Dude, just because it's Diamond Dude, and you can hit Destiny Draws with him. Destiny Draw, Draw Engine, Teleport. I'm glad it's back at 2. It makes this deck viable again. Now if Destiny Draw were at 3, it'd be a totally different story, but MST. In my first version, I opted not to run this card, but the more and more I play, the more and more I hate back row, just because Torrential's at 2 and everything, and it simplifies the game because it's a 1-for-1. So, and then we have Dealer for more draw power, Monster Reborn. That's self-explanatory. I'm testing the Scapegoats. I haven't played any games with it yet, but it's a multi-purpose card. It's defensive and it's offensive. If your opponent's trying to go for game and you have one back row, you can always flip this and stall for a bit, or you can always flip it on your opponent's end phase and synchro with a 2-star tuner for level 6. So, then we got the Rhoda. It searches. It only has a couple targets, but it never seems to be dead for me. Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Mind Control. You run 5 tuners, maybe 4 or 5 tuners, so that becomes really good. Now you guys are going to be questioning my trap lineup, but I'll explain. The 2 warnings are obvious. I shouldn't really have to explain it. Then I have 1 Torrential. Now, the reason why I only have 1 Torrential is because this deck creates field presence really fast, and you don't want to lose it. And most of the time, the Torrentials sit dead on your field while you have a Dark Armed and a Stardust, or a Leviair and a Stardust, or a Leviair and a Dark Armed. So you don't want a Torrential at that point, because most of the time you can deal with anything your opponent throws at you with those couple cards. So then we got the 1 Call. I like the Call. With Tour Guide running around, you can get Sangan back if they chain or if they target MST, chain that and get another search. Judgment. This deck creates the field presence, and you will definitely want to keep it. Now, this card's a little questionable for a couple of you guys. The only reason why I don't like Starlight Road is because it summons Stardust, which I don't really have any room in my extra deck to run to, and I can bring it out fairly easy. And I believe you can warning Starlight Road, and you can't warning this because it doesn't bring anything out. And it banishes, so it's kind of... I like it better, especially because it's a counter trap. And then we got the return. This wins games all by itself. I was playing a game, and I took the game shot, and he ended up having Mirror Force, and I just chained this, and I wasn't able to game him with this, but I was able to create two big synchros, like a Stardust and a Colossal Fighter for one card because of the Malicious all by itself. So that's really good. I'll go on to the extra deck, or the side deck, just because it's been changing with the more and more I've played it. This kind of goes into anti-meta a little bit, but I mean, it's Tele-Dad, so you can run different versions of it, and it's still really good. The Cyber Dragons for windups and random Glad Beasts that think they're cool and like to play. DD Crow helps with the windup loop. I don't like this in the main just because it's dead against Dino Rabbit. It's live against Insectors, and it's live against windups. But I see more Dino Rabbit than anything, and then the Elemental Hero beatdown, that doesn't do a thing to them. And then the Fossil Dinos, I'm starting to like this card more and more. If you're in a bad spot, you set him and hope to God he doesn't get Starlight Roaded or anything, or you summon him, set like a warning and a huge revolution, and that's a strong opening play. I was playing Dino Rabbit. This card destroys him. I know it's obvious in the side deck, but I mean, your opponent gets greedy, tries to attack with a Guaiba, while they have like a whichever one's the Solemn Judgment on foot. This is just an instant out, and their Guaiba is pretty much dead also. Double Smash. Kind of towards the anti-meta, and Dino Rabbit, because Dino Rabbit's just... You gotta 1-for-1 their big monsters, and then try to explode after that, because they can't get over anything over. Like, I summon Colossal Fighter, and they have a really hard time getting over it, especially because they have to Forbidden Lance, and then they have to attack, and then you can still special summon him back. So, this, just because Light Swarms gave me a problem for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just a light and dark matchup that the deck doesn't like. And then I have Triple Decree because Hero Beats got a good matchup against this, because they can just whittle down your weary resources, and it's really hard to explode on them when they have like 3-4 back row sets. So that's the side deck. I'll go into the extra deck real quick. I don't think this has changed much. Stardust, Scrap Dragon, Colossal Fighter, Dark End. I have a tendency to go into Dark End a little too much when I should go into Scrap Dragon, because like I said, I was playing against Rabbit, and he had no back row, and he was pretty much sitting on the Exceed. And instead of Scrap Dragon, I used this, and then I ended up losing because he easily got over the 2100. Thought Ruler. He gets over Deep Prison, Fiendish Chain, that kind of stuff. That kind of annoying stuff. Black Rose, because you can nuke the board, and then you can go off Catastor. I might actually contemplate running another 5-star. Just because it seems like there's times where I have to go a 5 and then into an 8, and then it just makes life difficult because I don't have a Catastor later. Gaia, just because this deck loves the OTK, and that extra 300 really ends games. The Brio, for obvious reasons. I don't know if I should side this or not, but with the Cyber Dragons in the side deck, you know, people kind of play reckless game 1 because they know you don't have well, you shouldn't be maining the Chimera Tech in the extra, but this can catch them bad players off guard. So, Utopia. I think the only really way I ever make him is like Stratos and Greffer. So I mean, that's not really worth it, but he's in there just as an option. Levier, because you can recycle your Plague Spreader all day. Giga Brilliant, because it's a light and it gets you a lot of the extra points you need to swing for game, because he increases everything, not just himself like Levier. Acid Golem, he goes into the OTK potential of this deck. And then the one Levier. I think this is standard. I like him sometimes better than Acid Golem because you can't special summon with Acid Golem, and he's got that 2000, you take 2000 during the standby phase effect, which I don't like. Alright, this video is kind of getting long, so don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, YouTube.